Hey guys, hello, 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 hello. I'm actually about to step out. I don't know, always every time I go live, I'm always saying, I gotta step out, I gotta run errands. And you guys are probably wondering like, how much errands is this girl doing every day? But hold on, let me fix my mic real quick. Yeah, I do run a lot of errands, guys. The number one errand that I do every day is obviously house hunting. My husband and I are trying to search for the perfect home right now. And we've been looking at tons of different places. We're like in between on whether or not we want to stay here in New York or we want to move to New Jersey or Connecticut or wherever else. And being the fact that I work from home, you guys know I haven't worked for a boss in the past 4 years now. August will make 4 years. Best decision I've ever made in life. He still works. He still works his, regular job. So we have that aspect to consider. And then when you have 5 kids, you don't want to get any old home. Your home has to not only be a home and a roof over your head, it also has to be functional, because my business is a home-based business. And even though we're looking into residency right now as well, that's a whole nother monster in itself. I still want to make my home sort of this in-home studio where throughout all the shows that I host at this time and run and produce at this time, I can have multiple setups for each show. I can't wait for that. But yeah, I want to talk to you guys before I start hitting the ground running with some stuff today. First things first, I got my first shot yesterday, my first COVID vaccine shot. And it was fun. I really liked it. I went to LIJ. It was one of the clinics that is owned by LIJ, which is an amazing hospital. I had all my children at LIJ, honey. It's amazing. If you live here in New York and you want to find out what are the best hospitals, I have to say that LIJ is by far one of the most best hospitals to go to, whether you're doing emergency room, inpatient, maternity, whatever. They're just phenomenal. Amazing team. That hospital is actually a training hospital where people go to actually train to get their doctorates, their certifications and stuff like that. So it's a really good place. So I went there to get my vaccine, and they were so nice, cracking jokes and everything. I really like that hospital because they have a huge, you see a lot of black people working in that hospital, and that's what I love. You see a lot of us there. Ever since I had my first child back in 2017, and still during even that time, there was a lot of women who looked just like me working in the hospital. And I remember when I had my son, my first child, I wasn't really into breastfeeding before I had him. I didn't really understand it. I was like, yeah, okay, when he comes, I'll see if I want to breastfeed him. I see if I want to. But I remember the day I had him and they brought him into the room, and I was trying to get him to latch, and he wasn't latching. And I started to cry. I started to get frustrated. I looked up at the nurse. She was a Trinidadian woman. I looked up at her, and I was like, "Oh, the kids are over there playing double dutch." Oh, that just brought back memories. And I looked up at her and I was like, hold on, y'all. The way I'm positioning this mic is like frustrating me. Okay, anyway. Matter of fact, let me just move this mic, y'all. Let me move this mic real quick. Maybe I'll move it down here. Okay, that's better. I looked up at her and I was like, you know what? Just give him formula. It's okay. She's like, no. She's like, let's try it. She's like, you need to relax. She's like, you need to relax. So I relaxed. He latched on right away. And since then, I've breastfed all my kids for the longest time. I'm still actually breastfeeding breastfeeding now. And I know a lot of people, and the reason why I did that post yesterday about how me getting vaccinated is my own personal decision is mainly because a lot of people told me not to get vaccinated because I am breastfeeding. But some people told me, like, I've done a lot of research. And so when I spoke to my OBGYN, my primary care doctor, and my sister who works for Northwell, and she scheduled the appointment for me, she said, it's totally safe to get it. And actually, you're giving your baby antibodies, so that they can fight against the disease for later on. Because I still get my flu shot. Even when I'm breastfeeding, even during pregnancy, I still get vaccinated regardless of the fact of whether I'm pregnant, breastfeeding or not. So it was a personal decision for me. And a lot of times when I post things, sometimes you guys got to understand that I just, sometimes I'll get family members and friends who will reach out to me, DM me and say, oh, I saw that you did that post and I think that you should reconsider and things like that. So I did that post to let them know I don't give a what you say. It's my personal decision and I'm going to do it. So you can inbox me all day, evening and night. Honey, it's already been done. It's already been done. It's already gonna happen. So I'm happy I got it. The experience was very good. Afterwards, like right now, I got the vaccine in this arm, so it does feel a little bit sore. And last night I was very tired. When I told my husband about it, he was first saying that he wasn't going to get it either. He's Caribbean as well, and he has his own opinions on it. So, well, he's Caribbean. I'm not. He is. I'm not. He's from Jamaica, actually, born and raised there. So it was so when I got the vaccine, he asked me last night, how did I feel? I was like, I feel okay, a little soreness, but okay. And he was like, can you schedule one for me? So here's the thing, ladies, about our husbands. A lot of times they won't push forward on something until they see what we do with it, or if we're going to actually take action and do it. A lot of times we're probably dating men that are sort of like they follow our lead, but if we try to push them first to do it, they're not going to do it. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about this main thing that came on my spirit this morning about how can when we're making decisions and investments in our businesses. Let me say this, y'all. I know some of you guys have made investments with other people in the past and it didn't work out and it didn't pan out for whatever reason. I remember one particular investment that I made, and I made tons of investments in my business and lost a lot of money investing in my business. But one of the biggest, I would say, investments that I made in my brand was when I paid someone $15,000, okay, to do web design and a whole bunch of other stuff in my brand. That whole investment was to just change the infrastructure of my business, so that way I don't always have to continuously do everything myself. So when I made that investment, obviously it didn't work out. It was something that I didn't even get near what I paid for. And I did spend probably about a little bit, almost a year, feeling a lot of wounds from that, feeling a lot of trauma from that experience. Because I'm like, $15K. Oh my God. Like, what I was thinking, like, at that time I had 4 kids. I could have thought of what I can do with that money that didn't happen. And I also felt a lot of shame, because it does feel shameful when you invest in something, whether it's your time, money, energy, effort, tears, and it doesn't work out the way you expect it to. There's a lot of shame, because I know for me, when that happens, I didn't tell my husband. I didn't say, hey, I this investment didn't work out, because I didn't want to hear I told you so, or why would you do that, or that money could have went to the kids' colleges or whatever. We save for our children's college fund regardless, but still, he would have used that, as a dagger or a jab. Hey, Therese, how are you? So I got through that experience, and how I got through it was, I'm in a group where I am in a community where it's where I'm around 6 to 7 figure earners. And I invest to be in that group every single month. Okay. It's not a cheap group at all to be in. But if you're really serious about leveling up, and you can make that commitment every month, because they don't play. The minute you don't pay, you out. Okay. But in that community, I remember sharing that experience, in a post. And I thought when I made that post, people were going to be like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. I feel so bad for you. Oh my God, that's crazy. I got a totally different reaction. The reaction that I got was, they were saying, girl, that's all you lost? That's it? Try taking that 15K loss, right? And check out my 100K loss. People were telling me they lost 100K after 10, 20 years being in business. One person said that they lost over $1 million investing in their businesses throughout the years. This person's said that been in business now for almost 40 years. So she was like, girl, if you're not losing money, you ain't really an entrepreneur. Girl. Like, really, girl? They literally told me, girl, you sitting over here crying over $15,000. And I know some of y'all are probably saying, girl, they shouldn't have said that. That's mean. $50,000 is a lot. Yada, yada, yada. But when you are trying to build an empire, $15,000 loss is 15 cents. Real tea. You're going to lose money now. You're going to lose money later. You're going to put money into things and then it's going to disappear. And then you're going to put money into things and it's going to flourish. As an entrepreneur, you have to think of loss, not as loss, but as a way to pivot you to another level. Because that 15K loss, right, has earned me over $100,000 in my business. Period. That 15K loss is that is literally, I thank God for that 15K loss, because I wouldn't know what I know now. I wouldn't charge what I charge now. So when people look at my prices and say, oh, like on a private level, like, hey, we're doing services for you, I don't flinch when they say, girl, I can't do that. It's okay. It's okay. That 15K has taught me to know what my value was, to know what my worth is, and all that. Teresa and I talked about this yesterday. It's like when people commit and decide to back out or whatever the case is, that's okay. That's okay, because there's more out there. There's so much money. I'm looking at the sky right now, ladies, and there's so much. I don't look at the cars in front of me down below. I don't look at the trees. I look up at the sky. Like, money to me is wrapped around the whole universe. It's not just in the moment. Loss is not lost to me. Loss is leverage. Loss is leveling up. Right? And that is going to change your business, ladies, if you start to think as an entrepreneur and not as a 9-to-5 worker, where you're living from paycheck to paycheck and you got to spend $50 a week on gas, $500 a week on groceries, and do all these things where you're literally spreadsheeting out your budget, which is fine. But if you think that is your limitations of what you can make, and you bring that over into this entrepreneur space, these lions out here is going to eat you up to the bone. They're going to eat you alive in this space. So when I look at my prices or look at what I do, I'm on the right track. Because I'm in communities where I see how they charge exactly what I charge, if not more. Half of them don't have doesn't even have the amount of experiences that I have. But it's the work that they put in themselves and how they perceive loss at what really loss is. Right? And it's like what you put in the group chat, Therese. Today, Therese put a video in our group chat. And for those of y'all who are watching this on the replay on YouTube, I'm going to put that video in the comments. on how we're looking for a dead Jesus, how we're looking for how we're going to, we look at that 15K loss, and some of y'all probably lost $2,000, and y'all sitting over here crying and murmuring, and girl, really? So it's like, we're looking at that loss. Every day we're looking at that loss, that dead opportunity. Instead of saying, that 15K that I lost is actually wrapping around in the universe. I put that out. I put that money out there into the universe, and just imagine what's going to come back to me. Because the big timers like me who are investing 20K, 30K, 50K into their business, no matter if there's a pandemic, no matter what's going on in the world, we are so high. We're getting higher and higher and higher in business at a propel level, where we're sitting in the room with individuals who think like us, act like us, talk like us, and willing to partner with us. That is beyond a huge expectation, because we're throwing our investments out there into the universe, and we're allowing the truth of karma to come right back to us tenfold. Ladies, in business, loss is not a loss. It's an opportunity for God to level you up to the place and the position where you are meant to be. If you're going to focus on that loss, and if you're going to focus on that dead thing, you're never going to grow. You're never going to grow. And that is what it means to be an entrepreneur. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and watching. If you love what I just spoke about today, please comment below. Let me know down below. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.